hijacked my wife's car, and we are on our way to the shop to work on the Escamino some more, get a little bit more stuff done to it. I've got my sockets, I've got my torque wrench. We're gonna get the heads on and torqued. We are going to possibly build the cross member for the transmission. I've got the cinder and basket for the fuel tank and the fuel pump. I've got my fuel pump, got a little bit of wiring, so I might go ahead and get all that stuff hooked up. And yeah, we're gonna work on whatever we can. I've got some transmission parts that I need to put in the transmission, some fittings and sensors and plugs and all that stuff that needs to go in. I've got a filter kit that I might do while we're here. Just all around get quite a bit of stuff done. I would like to get the underneath side done. So that means transmission, cross member, plugs, torque converter bolts, all of that stuff put in. And then I don't have to get under it anymore. Then I can do all the rest of it pretty much at home if I wanted to. Some other big news. If you realize, but I've got a haunted house here in town. It's in the shop. We canceled our Christmas show. We're not going to be able to make it happen this year, so we are in the off season now until next Halloween. So I'm going to clear out some walls and make some room and have a shop a little closer to the house to mess with my project cars in. So we'll do a video on that at some point. So I don't know. We'll check in a little bit, but as for right now, go ahead and sub so that you don't miss any of our future videos. Drop a like, drop a comment, show us some love. We're trying to grow this thing. I got a goal of 1,000 followers, and we're gonna do something big whenever I get there. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna do something big with a car of some sort. So, subscribe. Had to make a pit stop, get the mullet out. Now we're on our way to work on the car. All right, y'all, so here we are. Gonna torque these heads. And I've looked everywhere online. I'm just using the old Chinesium head studs. And everywhere I can see, they all just use the same style torque pattern and stuff as the ARPs. So I'm just gonna do 3 passes to 70 pounds each. And then these top ones are not anywhere near that. They're like, I don't know, 27 pounds or something. They're not much at all. So that's what we're gonna do. And also while we're here working on this, my brother is going and picking up a motor that he bought. It is a 5.3 with Gen 4 pistons and rods and a cam. It's got a stage 3 turbo cam. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. And he's going to pick up that motor right now, so I don't know if he's recording or not, but if he is, you'll have some footage of that trip in here too. But I'm going to get started torquing these, so enjoy the music, and we'll get the sucker knocked out. All right, y'all, so I'm doing some mock-up, seeing what's gonna fit. This is with the car intake. Looking across, and it clears no problem. It's got 2 inches. The truck intake clears to about right there is where the hood line comes down and it gets into it. So I could always put a cowl hood on here, which I like the looks of. And that would give me enough room to run a truck intake. Or I could find one of these car intakes like this and run one of them. Or I could just buy a sheet metal intake, which might be what I do, because this one doesn't belong to me. I gotta buy one if I'm gonna run one of these. They look good. They look really good. But I don't know. So we'll see. I may just end up running the truck intake, run it without a hood for a little bit, get a cowl for it, cut a hole in it. The hood's not in great shape anyways. It's got hail damage. Might do that. Another issue we're running into is these headers on this side hit the steering. When I try to run and it hits that clutch thing, I don't know, they might clear. They might clear. I gotta pull the clutch stuff off, but they might clear. I'm gonna pull that clutch stuff off and see if it clears, and then I'll check back in. All right, we got the clutch stuff off, and good news. I just got them bolted on with some random bolts, just mocked up. They're gonna work. The only thing I'm gonna have to do is maybe extend them to make room for the collector, or maybe cut that lip off of the firewall right there. But they're on, they don't hit the steering. They clear everything. This side over here shouldn't be an issue at all. This side should clear just fine. I don't know where it points in relation to that transmission tab. I may have to cut off that tab right there off the edge of the transmission to clear on this side, but they're fitting pretty good, so that's good. Now I'm about to get the sucker up in the air, drop the tank, which is gonna kind of suck, but it's gotta be done. So I'm gonna raise this thing up, get the tank dropped, and see if that basket that I bought is gonna fit it or not. So we'll check. This is the basket out of a 87 4.3 Escamino, the V6, and you can see it's got all of the hookups for electronic fuel injection fuel pump. This is the basket out of this stock 1981 carbureted Escamino. Right here. So, as you can see, decently similar shape. It's not exactly the same, pretty close, but I believe it'll fit in the same hole. That's what we're about to find out. And if it will, I'm gonna put my Walbro fuel pump in this, and it's gonna go in the fuel tank. And if it won't fit, I'm probably gonna buy a fuel tank out of an 87 so that it will work. All right, so there you go. It's installed. See the intake's on the bottom. It's connected. It's got a return, and it's got a vent. And there's the wiring. Gray is power, black is ground, purple is fuel level sender. That's what we got. So we're gonna get this bad boy thrown back together and throw them back in. All right, so there you go. It's all in. This is the wiring. We got a feed, vent and return, or maybe return and vent, something like that. I think this is the vent and this is the return. Either way, we got a fuel injection pump with wiring and our factory 81 Escamino tank. So I'm about to throw this sucker back on there and get it all buttoned back up in the car so that I don't have to pull it back out or deal with it next time. And that'll probably be the last thing I do today, but we'll see. All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and end this video off right there. I know it's a little bit shorter, but we got some super important stuff done to the car that we needed to do. We got all the valve train and stuff buttoned up. We got the heads torqued, got the valve covers on. We got the fuel system done. We got the main part of the fuel system done. All the lines are already ran. So we got the fuel pump in, got the fuel tank back up in the car, and we buttoned it up. So as always, thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't subbed yet, I'd surely appreciate it. We're trying to make it to 1,000. I said that's our goal. I've got some ideas of stuff that I can do that has to do with 1,000 for the 1,000 sub. So that's what y'all out there. Y'all have a good night.